So this next one's a bit of a different setup. The actual living space is within like the gear shaft. So as you're walking around, you hear like the sound of the motors, but you go upstairs, it's almost like quiet and peaceful here. It's really cool. When we were planning Europe, we had the Netherlands as one of those places that we were really looking forward to. It has such a rich history, and to be honest, if there's one group of people that we ran into the most while RVing Europe, it's the Dutch. Usually 1 out of every 5 RVs that we see while driving around Europe is with NL on the license plate. Now, as we've learned, travelers always seem to be able to find clever solutions to unimaginable problems. And today, we're going to learn how this country of travelers turned a veritable swamp into a livable area, while at the same time transforming it into a postcard-perfect landscape. Today, we're at Kinderdijk.
Welcome to Kinderdijk.
Okay, we are today in southern Holland, and there's one thing that Holland is known for, like the one icon is the windmill, and we are surrounded by so many windmills.
And why do we have the windmills? It's part of, or it used to be part of, their water management system. This country is almost 50% below sea level, so they had to, way back when, 700 years ago?
Develop a whole system that would make sure that this land was inhabitable. So we're gonna check it all out right now.
You call me a saint, but you know I'm a stranger, all willing and able to do what you want. You think I'm a thinker, but I'm just a singer, all busy and pretty.
Will and I have been talking about buying a small place somewhere. We've talked about it in France, and Lago's yelling yes in the background. And something eclectic like a church or a monastery or a tree
fire
house,
station,
or a fire station, or old library, old schoolhouse, or maybe
a windmill.
A windmill.
Now we're gonna walk into one real soon that's gonna show us how the millers used to live. Not the millers like the RV movie. However, like the millers, the people who used to go ahead and manage these things. We're gonna see like how they survived.
Do you think we could do that? You think we could live in a windmill?
Let's see how they survive first.
Yeah, let's see. Well, we would have to have Wi-Fi and modern technology.
Right. Look at all this.
It must have been so peaceful living like this.
But look at this.
So cool.
We've seen these on postcards. We've seen these on television. Now we're seeing them like right in front of us.
Oh my gosh, they're so cute, Will. I could totally see us living in one of these.
And then look, each miller had their own garden that's still maintained today.
I know the risk of still maintained today. That's funny, Will. I know the risk of being flooded and whatever, so this is a dangerous job, and they worked long hours, and it was a hard job, and they had a lot of responsibility, but it also looks like such a beautiful life. I mean, they generated their own electricity. They've got their farm, their garden, their chickens, all these little outhouses here that are, I guess that's for more animals. Could you guys live here? What are those? What's in there? Bunnies! Hi, Thumper.
We got goats.
It's completely self-sustaining. I think we could do this, Will. Bah. They're not feeling like talking right now.
So the way this whole system worked is that once upon a time, this area was all like marshland. It was almost uninhabitable. But the people here still had a place that they wanted to live. They wanted a place to call home. They realized that this land being all like peat, so peat dirt, peat moss, it's like super spongy, which means that if you add a lot of water to it, it grows, but then it becomes super like marsh-like and it's hard to manage your way through. But if you take away too much water, it almost like collapses underneath. So the Dutch essentially found a way to go ahead and pump out water from the areas that were getting too much water because they didn't want it to be swampy. And so with the collaboration of all these mills, these 18 mills, they found a way to make sure that this area was perfect for a lifetime. They've been doing this now for over 700 years. It really is remarkable.
So standing here, and I'm looking over there, and I can see other windmills, but they're pretty spread out, and then there's water between everyone. So one would think, how do they communicate, right? There were no phones back then. They couldn't text each other. And what we learned was that depending on what way they turned the windmill would communicate something. So they would turn a certain way and it would let others know what they needed to do with the waterways. But also what I thought was interesting is that if someone had a baby or there was a death or a marriage, they would turn the windmill, I guess propellers or whatever you would call them, I don't know, a certain way, and then everyone would know, and that would be their system for communicating, which I think is really neat and kind of cool to communicate that way.
So the way these things work is the windmill, like the top of it turns all the way around. The base doesn't move, but the top does. And they would turn the top of the windmill to find where the wind was coming from so that the windmill would move like this. But the thing is, they had 2 doors in their houses, because if the door was right in front of the windmill right here and you came out of it, you would literally be killed. These things were going fast. Like if you were hit by one of these things, it was going as fast as a car, so going 75 to 100 kilometers per hour. As Largo is now depicting. So they had another door on the other side so that they could like go out the other way and not die.
The moment we've all been waiting for, our first tour inside the miller's home.
Let's go.
They had a hard life, these guys. It was hard work, and I'm excited to see how they lived.
I wonder if you could live up there in that big, like, thing that turned.
Probably where they hung out. Like,
Oh my goodness. You walk inside and next thing you know, it's like a massive home in here. I would have never expected this.
Oh my gosh, I so want one of these, Will. I'm sure they're all over the market for sale.
And they have closer cameras right there.
Oh, it's super cozy.
And everyone's got their wooden shoes hanging out there. We learned about that the other day.
I bought a pair, guys. No joke, I bought a pair of those wooden shoes. They're coming to Asia with me.
And check this out. There's like everything you can imagine in here. It's like a full-fledged working kitchen. So amazing. Now, look at that coffee grinder. And I love how this, oh my goodness. Look at this.
Oh, it's so, oh, wait till the kids see this. Now, I think there might be another bedroom or something upstairs, but they have it blocked off, so I don't know. Oh, this is such a... Did you hear Largo? It is so cute,
You guys want to see your room?
Come see your room.
maybe?
Uh-oh. Oh, my... No. Where's Avalon's bed?
That's the only bed, so all 4 of us would have to sleep there.
No.
No.
Cute though? It's actually pretty cute.
How could 13 people sleep here?
So this is like no joke right there. These are the propellers, and so these right here are all wood. So this is one of the propellers. I don't know what they call it, but this is metal, and then this right here is wood. I assume they didn't have the metal back 700 years ago, but they would also attach fabric to here. So when you see like the windmills with like the actual coverings on them, you'll just see them catching the wind and going crazy. Yeah, I mean, this is like old school technology that just like continues to do well.
The day continued on with a quaint little ride down the river, but
I think Avalon's drawn to the dog.
instead of catching a view of the windmills, something else caught our attention. The kids thought they scored a new pet.
Like his ears.
We're now going this great little boat ride, and look who we got. There's a doggy. Alan, you ready for a doggy in the RV?
Yes, please. Can we? Mom.
I don't know where he would sleep.
My bed.
You're already in there.
Where would it shed? Everywhere.
I think we could fit a dog in there, but I think it would be hard for him. Do either one of you guys think you could be a miller or would want to be a miller?
No.
No?
I mean, I would want to buy, like, one of these cute homes.
Yeah,
I
the
want
houses
to take
are
off
really
the
cute.
propellers. I would just want to store them.
Yeah.
Take out the gears and all that, and just have it as a cute house.
As a cute house?
Yeah. I'd leave the propellers on, but I'd like stop them from turning because they're really, really cute.
They are cute. Look at that one right there.
Oh my god, that's like 18th century.
Oh, these look yummy. Are these? What are these?
The best food of Holland.
Lago and I are devouring. What are they called now?
Boffertjes.
Okay, tell me about them then. What's in the middle?
Nutritional
I can know this is a secret. Secret is
Oh.
inside. Yes.
I'm not asking for your family secret. Okay, so guys, I'm almost embarrassed to admit this, but we are on.
It's my new superfood.
It's Lago's new superfood, and we're on this is our 3rd and 4th tray of them. Oh my gosh, you do it a lot better. How is it, Largo? What do you think?
Give me more.
Give you more? Oh, I bet this. I already know I'm gonna love it. I know it's great. He's right. He's right.
Save some for me.
Back off, monster. He said it's a cross between a donut and a pancake, and it's like the best of both. Here, honey, have a bite. And he's put a little bit of butter in there.
We only have one more day left in the Netherlands. This is gonna be, we're going out with a bang.
Guys, when we go back to France, it's probably gonna be just as much. They have good bread there.
This is better than France.
Are you guys ready to go back to France?
No.
Yeah, I am. I'm ready for some cheese.
I want to go back to Gouda.
Largo, look at that.
What?
In this area, there are 18 windmills, and as much as the network formed its own community, I imagine it was quite isolating. But going back to one of these giants, there's a lot to keep you on your toes.
Oh my gosh. Those blades are going so fast. That is insane how fast these things are going. They look so gentle when you're just walking nearby. Oh my gosh. If you lived here, would you get used to this noise?
Probably. Well, I don't know how loud it is.
It's almost like the sound. It's almost like the sound of the waves,
Or the wind. It's really
It'd rock you to
nice.
sleep, huh? So this is like 1000% ridiculous here, because when you're walking by them and you see them from afar, they seem nice, tranquil, almost like a wind-up toy should be. And then when you get close by, it's like a raging monster, these things. This is like hardcore electric producing, like water pumping. Remember, these things are pumping water in and out. So yeah, you need this type of velocity to make these things work. And look at this. We're now entering windmill number 2, and look at these gears. Wow. So this next one's a bit of a different setup. The actual living space is within like the gear shaft. So as you're walking around, you hear like the sound of the motors, but you go upstairs, it's almost like quiet and peaceful here. It's really cool. How many people can this one fit?
I don't know. I think they said something. Oh, look, there's a picture right there. I think a woman lived here with her 13 children. Wow. I'm loving these doors that shut. I guess it was probably a system to keep you warm in there too. I'm sure this is quite drafty.
And you always get a nice view of.
And you get this light, dark, light, dark. And I mean, if you listen, you can hear how noisy it is. So I'm sure, I guess you just get used to sleeping in. I mean, we got used to sleeping in an RV, right? In gas stations in Eastern Europe. So I guess you can get used to anything. I don't know why. This is just so, I'm so drawn to this windmill life.
Look,
here.
Evelyn's already moved in.
Evans. You shut the door, you can take a nap.
Bye, guys.
So you've seen the old way with the windmill and the millers, and then in came the industrial age and wiped that all out. But I don't think it was the worst thing because it made the systems more efficient and they really need it here. So here is the new way. And now it's all run by machines and computers and a couple of people helping out here and there. So there's a big change, but they still need the systems here because they don't want it to completely flood.
Okay, so this area of Holland, southern Holland, it's about 30-kilometer stretch in which they said that if there is no irrigation here, that means there's no windmills pumping water.
Within 3 months, if they don't manage the water systems here, they will flood this area of 30 kilometers. That's amazing.
And it would be up to a level like 2.5 meters the water, so it would be well above our heads the water would be, unless they had this whole thing going on. This is such an interesting experience.
It really is. And you know what? If you like it that much, you can actually live here. You can rent places here. The guy was telling us he doesn't think they're too expensive, but if you work here, you can't live here. So if you want to work here, you got to live elsewhere. If you want to rent here, it's possible. I think it would be really cool, but my guess is there's a huge waiting list.
I imagine so. And if you really did like this as well, give this a thumbs up and subscribe. And we will see you guys next time on WorldTowning.
Bye.
Bye.
Basically, as you can see right here, there is there's a little bit of wind, so it is moving. But what they would do is they would turn it until the wind They found the wind, which is right about... Now we can't find it anymore. Here it is. There we go.